The thought process occurred to us, which is we could spend, tens of millions of dollars to have a restaurant in New York and a restaurant in LA, and maybe those concepts will be successful, or we could spend a fraction of that making something like a canned cocktail here in Texas and just send it to New York and send it to LA. It's not like we were on the market and then it was gangbusters, right? It was very slow incremental growth, but that changed by March, and March is when COVID really started spreading. I think it was only about a week into the pandemic when things were shutting down, we started to see sales really increase day by day, and we realized that we would really quickly hit capacity.
We came in 2016, and we knew right off the bat we liked each other and we wanted to start a business together.
We were having beers one night early on in the semester when it just started, and decided to make the fateful decision to start a food company while we were MBA students.
The first business, immediately we solved the problem closest to us, nearest and dearest to our heart, and that was the lack of healthy food options on campus.
We did a meal subscription service whereby Brian and I met up at 6 a.m. every Tuesday and Thursday, and we started slinging salads.
We used that to build a pitch deck, which we presented to all our professors and to a local venture capital firm. With $60,000, what we thought was coming to our bank account, we signed a contract to purchase and build out a food truck. The venture capital firm ended up backing out of the deal after we'd already paid the down payment. So we had about a week before we were picking up this food truck in Houston to come up with $60,000. So we reformatted the entire deal and ended up going and pitching it to University of Texas professors. And they ended up becoming our first investors, and we were able to launch the food truck our second year. So we served super healthy, made-to-order salads. We served 2 days per week right outside the main gym on campus, Gregory.
We graduated after having done close to $500,000 in sales while we were full-time students. Started to look for restaurant space in Austin.
As we were looking for real estate, we were also testing out cocktail options with our customers.
We'd start to experiment with tequila, vodka, gin. We would hand out, samples to customers that were coming to the truck for food. They would come when the kitchen was closed, so we'd just send them off with a cocktail, and those consumers would start to return. I think that was one of the few light bulb moments that we had. The three that we launched with are a Texas staple. It's called a ranch water, which is a reposado tequila, sparkling water, and lime juice. We have a Paloma, which is reposado tequila, grapefruit juice, lime juice, orange juice, and sparkling water. And then we have a Chilton, which is vodka, lemon juice, sparkling water, and sea salt. All three of those cocktails are either staple Texas cocktails or Texas and Mexico cocktails, obviously that being the Paloma. We're really happy to announce that we're about to be releasing our fourth flavor, which is a jalapeno ranch water. So it's everything that the classic has, plus jalapeno cold brew tea.
So we're canning every single day of the week. In fact, today we're doing what we call a double canning day. So we have our own canning line running, and then we bring in a third party to can as well. It's been challenging keeping up with demand, in all honesty. That's been the main challenge. So we've really just been working on increasing our capacity to make sure that we have enough product to be able to meet demand and make our customers happy.
We forecasted to sell 20,000 cases per year. One of these is one case, right? It's 6 4-packs, and we've already sold 20,000 cases in Q3. So COVID shut down on-premises bars and restaurants. It's created some supply chain issues, the foremost of which is the global aluminum can shortage.
The aluminum can shortage is real. All the big players in the space have secured contracts through the largest manufacturers, Ball and Crown, and us little guys are left fighting for the scraps. If
you think about the two biggest vessels that are served in bars and restaurants, one is the keg. A lot of breweries, the majority of their sales actually come from keg sales rather than can sales. Because those two avenues shut down, all of that liquid that was going into kegs and soda fountains was redirected towards cans to make up for those lost sales, right? So Dr. Pepper, Miller Coors, every craft brewery redirected all of that liquid towards cans. I think, we've weathered it better than a lot of other brands in the space, but, tough to tough to predict a month out because the picture is just so rapidly changing.
So COVID hit, people started drinking more and our sales went through the roof, but we knew that it would not be good for us just to make more money on sales. We wanted to build into the foundation of our business to give back at every opportunity we could. To date, we've donated over 6% of our sales to charities, from Black Lives Matter to supporting local business to supporting the healthcare fund that gives money to local musicians who are out of work, or different COVID initiatives.
I'm of Hispanic heritage myself, from Texas. You know, the brand was born in Texas. Brian and I met in Texas, so I think we really wanted it to be evocative of Austin in particular. And the food truck, I think we wanted to kind of pay homage to our humble beginnings. So if you look at the UPC code on the can, which a lot of brands, you know, kind of gloss over, it's kind of undesigned space. That's where the food truck is. So super proud of that small brand new retail.
Right now we have a 5,000 square foot warehouse and a 10,000 square foot warehouse. We would love to be able to have a large outdoor venue. There are all these old beautiful oak trees and grassy pastures in between the two. So we'd love to be able to kind of turn this into a destination where people come for great food, premium spirits, and a good time with live music. It might be a couple years before we see that, but we can dream.